Hello and welcome to Copenhagen, Denmark for the third event of the World Match Racing Tour's 2016 season. Having also welcomed previous incarnations of the World Match Racing Tour and more recently the M32 Series Scandinavia, Copenhagen will once again usher in sailors and spectators alike as we whittle 20 of the world's greatest match racing teams down to just one. Known for the world-famous beer after which it was named, and located adjacent to a thriving commercial waterfront, Tuborg Haven Marina housed the race village and was the centre for all of the on-water action. With blue skies and steady winds predicted throughout the week, the Scandinavian spring was providing the perfect platform for close-quarters match racing. 20 participating teams will be made up of 4 wildcard invites, 6 qualifiers and 10 tour card holders. Tour card holders joining us at Copenhagen are the familiar faces of Ian Williams of GAC Pindar, Taylor Canfield's US1, Phil Robertson of Walker Racing and Eric Monin of Albert Riehle Swiss team, being joined by Sally Barco's Team Magenta 32, Matthias Rahm, Jan Gishard of Spindrift Racing, Bjorn Hansen of Nortiska Racing and local lad Nikolai Seiersted's Tre4 Match Racing. Fearlessly going head-to-head with these battle-hardened titans of the match racing world are the wildcards of the event. Although new to match racing in the M32, these steely wildcards are no strangers to high-end competition, with America's Cup sailor Michael Hesbeck of Team Hydra and Volvo Ocean Race skipper Iker Martinez of Team España. Both skippers have sailed Olympic campaigns, with Martinez taking silver in Beijing and gold in Athens.
I've sailed 4 Olympics, 2 in 49er, 2 in Stars, and 8 years in 49er. I think that's the closest I come to this format of sailing.
The World Match Racing Tour is something that we were thinking since a long time ago, and now suddenly the situation is that I'm free, the guys they have some time, and we are just a bunch of friends who decide, okay, let's go, try, see what happened, and if we like it, and then maybe we'll go for the complete season, no?
Because there's 20 teams and only so many teams that can sail at the same time. So it's kind of you gotta be able to switch on when your moment is there, and you come from just killing time to everything just lands on you and you gotta perform, and it's so hectic, it's so stressful, it's so fun. It's like being thrown into a lion's cage. You never know when it is, but all of a sudden you're there and you gotta fight.
Hesbeck bringing the bow down value, he's going for the luff, he's committing everything. Huge luff from Hesbeck, the rack coming up.
I'm very impressed because we had PG that sailed before this boat, but then Diego and Patan didn't sail at all, and the maneuvers were pretty good. I mean, much better than what we could expect. We won 1 race and then we did 3 and 4, which is super good. So yeah, we are all very happy, and but for sure we have to work a lot because the other teams, they're doing very good. And after today, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna go home thinking, oh, we have to come back.
Going into qualifying, the sailors are seeded into 4 groups of 5 teams. And after 2 events at the start of the Copenhagen event, the World Match Racing Tour standing saw Nikolai Seiersted's Tre4 Match Racing at the top of the leaderboard, closely followed by Taylor Canfield's US1 in 2nd place, Sam Gilmore's Neptune Racing in 3rd, Ian Williams of GAC Pindar in 4th, and Hans Vallen of Vallen Racing in 5th place. The fleet racing style qualifying rounds lived up to their great spectator sport expectations, with fair winds and clear blue skies all round. Despite a sterling effort by Bjorn Hansen to throw US1 off course, Nikolai Seiersted and Taylor Canfield were quickest off the mark during the early stages of qualifying, leading with 3 bullets apiece.
So around the top they go, neck and neck between Steele and Barkow. And I think Barkow's going to roll, putting the hammer down.
Wait up, wait up, wait up, wait up!
Oh, big heel. And a luff, they're putting the pressure on, a big luff. And the girls just holding on to it, crashing back down.
Also showing flashes of brilliance were the wildcards of the event. The 49er Olympic gold medalist Ike Martinez won one of his heats with ease, whilst Danish Olympian Michael Hesbeck of Team Hydra won two of his heats against an experienced group that included reigning Tour champion Ian Williams of GAC Pindar.
It's full on. It's so intense. It's I couldn't speak for the first reach mark, and my mouth was totally dry. But it's exciting. It's adrenaline kicking. It's so much action. It's ridiculous.
The end of qualifying saw US1, Ram Racing, Tre4 Match Racing, Spindrift Racing and GAC Pindar at the top of the leaderboard. Whilst for the lowest scoring 4 teams, it was the end of the road and the competition following the qualifying sail-off. Going through to the Super 16 matches, there was an increase in both rivalry and breeze. One thrilling showdown pitched Team Magenta 32's Sally Barco against Flux Team's Johnny Bernson.
Sally Barcow, can Bernson get across? He's trying for it. He's pushing for it and it's really close. Barcow bringing the power.
Whoa!
I don't know if we're going to see the umpires involved.
Oh, yes, we will see the umpires involved. Sally Barcow nearly cleaved the aft section off that M32.
Barcow brings the bow right up. Bernson comes up behind. Inches separating them as they cross hulls.
Team Magenta 32 evens it up. Sally Barcow, 1-1.
We joined the teams during match 3 at 1-1, with Johnny Bernson on lay line to the leeward gate.
3.
There, big gust. Now can Bernson carry this down?
1, go.
Barcow is coming through a jibe. The boat's going to be very close at the bottom. I think Bernson might just cross. No.
Another full jibe, another full jibe.
He jives, and you can see Barcow quickly reacting. She's going to turn down and go around the opposite gate. Bernson down and round. Hizjenika's flailing slightly. Close to using Hizjenika's upwind in this, almost, you might say. Seems very light at the bottom.
It's good communication from Sally and good heads-up sailing, I think, staying on top of Johnny Bernson's movements.
Bernson nearly crossing, and you can see Barcow just trying to snatch every little inch of height. Can he get across? Oh, it's very close.
Be close.
Bernson just sneaking across.
Yeah.
And Bernson had to absolutely stop it head to win there. Barcow using every inch of power, absolutely holding her course, keeping her cool. Not a word from either skipper there, we could hear in our ears. Now here we go, this is much closer. Bernson on the starboard. Now he's bringing the bow down hard down. Bernson at 90 degrees. Big down from Barcow to take the right-hand side as Johnny comes right back up.
I don't know that Sally didn't have that cross.
Well, it's a big duck when you might have had a cross.
Poking it up, so she'll have to squeeze up. And he's coming around the top.
Bernson with
the
the big
roll
love.
is on.
Bernson just laying, I mean, that's using the rack, the spinnaker and everything, and it is absolutely neck and neck. Barcow and Bernson piling down the run, and it is Bernson that is just rolling over the top.
Why are we not?
Absolutely near and tuck, and you hear the frustration.
Jiving.
There, big jibe down. Good reactions from Barcow. And a yellow and a blue penalty, so offset, even Stevens, both through the turn. Bernson unfurling on top, but Barcow has beaten him to the jibe, and that gives her a great opportunity to roll.
Another
and
luff.
she's bringing the bow down, and a luff from Bernson. Can he come in?
Nope,
He's got to be air behind.
I think she just tipped around the bow, but we'll hear from the umpires in a moment.
That decision to lead that turn, Barcow first into it. She said she suddenly realised, jibe, and off they went. They've let it through, and that has turned into what we're seeing now, a lead. But this race not over. Bernson has one more chance to jibe onto the air of Barcow into this bottom mark. Here's the turn down. Bernson on the inside, diving for it. Now, can he get on top of her air? Can he make this stick?
Sally can lay deep here. Bernson's going to have to jibe and go behind. Sally's going to go deep and lay.
1, go, full jibe.
No, she's going full jibe. Last minute change there for Barcow, and Barcow with a blown jibe.
3.
And the Jenniker back.
And could these boats be any closer?
Wow.
It looks like one is towing the other as they round the bottom.
It does. It's like a piece of bungee cord between them right now.
I'm surprised we didn't see Johnny go for the extra jibe.
And he goes bow down.
He's got inside, he's forcing her through the tack. A great move from Bernson, using that extra speed into the bottom turn to force Barcow to tack. And she was down speed for that, and she's now stuck in irons.
Barcow was unable to recover from her force manoeuvre and went on to lose the match. But after some well-executed tacks and inspired strategy, she took the next match off Bernson, setting them at 2-2, forcing a deciding race.
Both will turn down inside the final 5 seconds. Barco looking to pull the pin. They're both really close. And as the start gun sounds, so yellow, recall. Wow. That means Cow a tiny bit over. So she's going to have to let Johnny Bunsen roll her. And as they come back together, it is Sally Barco that makes the cross. We see a lead change upwinds on this first critical beat. Down comes Barco towards the finish.
Team Magenta 32 with Sally Barco at the helm will advance to the quarterfinals. Big round of applause.
The early stages of the World Match Racing Tour in Copenhagen have delivered new rivalries and some tight tactical racing. Join us after the break to find out whose fight is finished and who will go on to the quarterfinals to duel another day. The closing stages of the Super 16 saw Tour favourite Ian Williams only just hold on to his place when GAC's pairing with Evan Walker ended 3-2 to Williams. One man to embody the personification of comebacks was the master of Marstrand, Bjorn Hansen of Nortiska Racing, as he took on the younger and higher-seeded Phil Robertson of Walker Racing.
Room to jive! 2, 1, jiving!
Looking for room at the exclusion zone. They get room. Who's going to get the sheet on first? That's all important right now, and here comes the luck.
Lapping here, lapping.
Hansen's got to respond, bring the bow up, and he can't get the trim on. And Phil Robertson gets the love, leaves Hansen, parks and bears away, powering down to the bottom. Hansen caught snoozing.
I think we're watching the beginning of a brand new rekindling of this rivalry between the Kiwi and the Swede. Phil Robertson and Walker Racing goes up 2-0 over Bjorn Hansen.
Yeah, managed to do a really good job on the downwind, the boys at the boat handling, got a nice jive underneath them and gave them a good old-fashioned match racing laugh.
At the end of the third match, Hansen was on the ropes. We joined them in the pre-start of match 4, where Bjorn needed a win to avoid being knocked out of the competition altogether.
This is the grudge match. Bjorn Hansen.
Phil Robertson.
Go full speed, go boys.
Robertson with the orange, putting the bow down. He's trying to chase in. Big turn up, Jenica's out. Can see the start line looming any second now, the gun sounding. There it goes. Robertson in the winner position. Bjorn Hansen.
Whoa, big heel on Hansen's boat there, massive heel. And that is allowing Robertson to just squeak into the lead a little bit. Robertson on the jibe.
Driving in 15, driving in 5.
Now, I think Robertson's gone really early here. He's done an extra jibe. He's done 2 jibes really close. Hansen coming down. This is an opportunity for him to come back. He's jibing onto port. Robertson is on starboard. I expect we'll see them shift marks.
I think Robertson really wanted that left mark.
Well, he went for a big soak there to get down. Robertson is going to be a lot slower than Hansen as they come in here, who's got a much better rounding. They'll lead the Jenicas up, I'm sure. Look at that rounding from Bjorn Hansen. That's the way to come back into a match.
Not bad, power down.
They're up and going now, both electing to lead their Jenicas away from here. Now he's bringing the bow down really early, Bjorn Hansen. They are absolutely head-to-head. Hansen with a big dial down, not quite able to catch Robertson snoozing.
But it's certainly an aggressive move from Hansen. Now we'll see them come back on the opposite tack in 20-30 seconds time.
Do or die for the king of Marstrand, and Robertson looking strong. Very close, but I think Robertson across.
Left here, eh? Yeah, knocking now.
They're right down the mast of Hansen.
Really
We're still with Phil Robertson, tracking across the racecourse off to the right. One more tack for each boat before they get to the gate. Coming back together, Robertson just across. No, perhaps not. In he comes, and Bjorn Hansen on starboard. Can he get a piece of Robertson? He can. He brings the bow down now. Can he roll over the top?
Oh, roll,
In
baby,
he comes, Bjorn Hansen, the king of Marstrand, fighting for his career, fighting for his place in this qualifying round, coming right over the top. He's got his Jenica flying. Robertson has no intention of bearing away. This race far from over.
The roll is on. It's there for him, and it'll happen on the jibe here. Can Bjorn Hansen blow away Phil Robertson on the jibe? It's coming up in just a moment, coming just behind one boat length. It is so close. Look at that.
Here we go. Room for jibe. Robertson down through the turn. The response from Hansen right onto his air. Now Hansen has to get onto the air of Robertson here. He's getting hot. He's getting high. Robertson with a great job of the jibe, but I think Bjorn Hansen is accelerating faster. I think he's already got onto the air of Robertson. I think he's going to get round.
Okay, we'll get him back, boys.
There we go.
We'll get him back, boys. There's confidence in that, boys.
And just when you want to write off Bjorn Hansen, just when you think it's a tough call for him to come back, that's exactly what he does, finding a way round.
Having won the last two matches, Hansen was on a roll, charging into the deciding race and piling up pressure on both teams.
Attack complete now. Has he tagged too close? Robertson putting his bow underneath the rack. There's going to be contact there. Now Hansen did say U-tack. Big love from Hansen now.
Hansen's in the breeze. Hull comes up. Course comes up.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's seeing another pass. Hansen brings his bow up. Hansen coming steaming in around that right-hand mark. Powered up, flying the hull and burning the Jenica and pointing it down towards the bottom. And it is a friendly crowd that welcome them in across the line. Nordiska Racing.
What a job!
Bjorn Hansen claims his place in the quarterfinals.
After one, you can say, yeah, you were lucky. After two, maybe you can say you were lucky, but three in a row, that's not luck. You're clearly getting the handle on these M32 catamarans.
No, after three, it's not luck, then it's extreme luck.
Joining Bjorn Hansen was an unusually diverse selection of match racing experts and multi-hull specialists. Going into the quarterfinals, the Nordic Spring delivered steady wins and clear blue skies. There were league changes galore in the first quarterfinals pairing to battle it out when Taylor Canfield's US1 and Sally Barco of Team Magenta 32 went head-to-head in some of the most thrilling racing of the week.
Barkow coming back fast. Canfield with a lump. Barkow rolling around the front. From nowhere, US1 have been rolled. The dial right down. Down comes Barkow. We're sailing down the barrel of each other's bowsprit. Canfield with a big duck.
Canfield has the power down 3-4 seconds earlier.
Team Magenta coming in from the left-hand side. Canfield picking up a bit of pressure on the right. Canfield has the right of way. Both boats bow to bow. We're seeing an upwind dial. Huge upwind dial from US1. And Team Magenta sliding across the top. She's picked up a bit of right-hand pressure.
Look at the puff.
Here comes Team Magenta coming down the run. The breeze is in the right-hand side. US1 jibing now to get across into that shift. That's the goal.
Sally's in a lull.
They were just about to jibe and then they chickened out. Taylor Canfield's bow down. He is pointing right down the racecourse and he is smoking at the bottom mark. The unthinkable about to happen. US1 charging down the racecourse in the most private path I have ever seen. I cannot believe what is happening in front of my eyes. US1 come through the finish line. I'm not sure they deserved it, but they have taken it.
Elsewhere in the quarterfinals, and Ian Williams was outplayed in his battle against Jan Gischard of Spindrift Racing, who proved too quick for the reigning world champion. Also going home was Matthias Rahm, who after 5 close matches saw himself outsailed by Iker Martinez of Team España, who though new to the tour and new to match racing, is proving to be both a hearty contender and fast learner.
It was everything or nothing for the last one, no? And was pretty tight. Already the start was, wow, we were just on the limit, and it was a very difficult day because we knew that in every moment everything could completely change, no? But yeah, I'm very, very happy. I didn't expect that.
The scoreboard at the end of the quarterfinals saw Sally Barco, Ian Williams, Bjorn Hansen and Matthias Rahm all being eliminated from the competition. In a tense semi-final matchup, Iker Martinez of Team España dispatched to the petty final the last remaining Scandinavian in the competition. Nicholas Dackhammer would now face the conquered team from the second pairing, in which Taylor Canfield of US1 took on Jan Gischard of Spindrift Racing, where, despite an early lead, Gischard was pipped to the post by Canfield, who went on to win the round 3-2, sending the Frenchman to the petty finals in a bid for a place on the podium. This left just 2 skippers to go head-to-head in the final. The World Match Racing Tour accomplished Taylor Canfield would face M32 novice Iker Martinez of Team España.
Iker Martinez trying to push the pair back. He's in the follow boat. Now Canfield in actually quite a strong position here. Martinez coming up behind, trying to hound Canfield back. Canfield bringing the bow right up, holding Martinez up. And so Canfield coming into leeward. He's managing to hold back the Spaniard above, who's trying to turn down. Canfield backing the Jenica, bringing the bow down. Martinez is stuck head to wind. Canfield bringing the bow down. But is Canfield going to get below the committee boat? He's unfurling his Jenica. Can he get down below? Yes, he can. Wow. Just. US1 had their hearts in their mouths for a moment, but Canfield has left Martinez dead and buried in the pre-start. Taylor Canfield and US1 smashing through the line, crushing Martinez in this first match of the final. Martinez is running out of room. Canfield's going to get across the top. Martinez coming in for a bit of a luff, but Canfield still over the top. Canfield has to get down. Martinez saying, don't go in there, don't go in there. The big luff from Martinez. Canfield is in all sorts of trouble, and Martinez has given him a taste of his own medicine.
Martinez over early. Yep. Martinez has to let Taylor Canfield go by. He was picture perfect, but just a meter over the line. Martinez gets the penalty.
Taylor Canfield and US1, they will claim this second match in the final here of World Match Racing Tour Copenhagen.
Match 3 saw the closest start of the finals thus far. Despite Martinez gaining an early advantage, it was neck and neck as they approached the windward gate.
Canfield coming in now. Can Canfield tack in front? The boats are going to be right together now. Canfield tacking right in front. Iker Martinez will get overlapped. In he comes. The Spanish bullfighter charging in below. The Virgin Islander. Can he get locked? He's trying to luff him. He's bringing the bow up already. Canfield will tack around the mark. Martinez will carry on. We're going to see a split at the top gate.
And a split in puffy conditions. This plays into Iker's hands. If they can get this jibe right,
well, I tell you who else
make the pass.
What else plays into Martinez's hands is Canfield is in all sorts of trouble. He is stuck at the top. Canfield in irons at the top of the course. He can't really get...
Oh, big puff on Iker. And down he goes. He's flying down the course.
Yours, Taylor.
Wow.
Canfield burying the bow off on the left-hand side. These puffs, I think, coming down off the land and pressing these boats down into the water.
Martinez, though, managing them much better. Had a nice job on the far side of the course. Now comes Canfield. Let's watch the jibe. Sheet comes on. Here comes the cross. Canfield on starboard. Iker Martinez on port. Who will get across first?
Big gust on Martinez down the right-hand side of the screen as they screech down, noses burying in the water. But Martinez is under control out in front. Martinez trying to shut the door, but Canfield is in. In comes Canfield. He's got room. Martinez trying to shut the door, but Canfield coming in. Martinez not letting him in, and he has shut the door. Canfield sailing right over the mark, and the rack is tangled in the Jenica. Canfield,
they're stuck. They're on the mark.
On the mark. Iker Martinez has shut the door hard, and there's the blue penalty. Martinez not allowed to do that. He had room, Canfield, and now he is parked on the inside. The umpires have stepped in, and Martinez has been sent to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. You are going to have to wait.
He's going to have to wait for Canfield to get off the mark, hang out, and then pass him. That all happened because Iker's crew didn't have the weight back when the big puff hit. They buried the bows, they slowed down, and they let Canfield get right back into it.
And they had the Jenica wrapped around itself for...
Left gate.
We have another lap to go. Now Martinez is going to have to go behind Canfield. You know what? This is a bit like the Formula One with the safety car out right now. You know, we've got that car with the flashing lights out in front. They're going to restart the race, but with Taylor Canfield in front. Canfield coming in on starboard. And you can see this is where he's going to plan on doing it.
There's going to be a big puff here on the beer way.
So US1 around. Now, race back on. Jenica's coming out. The blue flag's still out. But the umpires, I think, soon to be satisfied that Martinez is front up behind. There it is.
No.
The race is back on. Iker Martinez has to come back from here. We have one downwind, we have one upwind, we have a reach to the finish. Martinez under ley line, that was poor judgment.
You can hear the ground, they caught the mark. Martinez bowing down, they're off the mark, and now it's going to be a drag race to that bottom mark. I think Martinez, it's going to be good. Look at that helmsmanship, look at the bow come down. He's pointing at the mark. Martinez looking to make the pass. He is just unbelievable. Almost identical roundings. That long penalty means nothing now. We're resetting again. They are simultaneously around the mark, working their way up one final beat to the finish. Right now, Canfield going 6 knots, Martinez going 12. That's going to change the face of this beat, and I'll tell you what, Canfield may be looking at dropping his first race in this match.
This is all but over for Canfield this race. Martinez riding that puff down. Canfield not able to lay up. He's going to have to do 2 more tacks around, whereas Martinez coming in on the top gate. He's coming in on the finish.
Coming into a big puff as well.
Come back in this match. He got the penalty. He put Canfield into the mark. Maybe that roughed Canfield a little bit. A taste of his own medicine.
Hold on, Martinez has gone the wrong mark. Martinez put his Jennifer up. The finish is over here. He's giving the race away. He's giving the match away. This is a finish line. Martinez has sailed away to the bottom mark.
Martinez is sailing down the run.
My God.
He cannot count to 8. Martinez of Team Hispania is out of the final, and it is US1 sailing, and Taylor Canfield that comes through the line. They will take the World Match Racing Tour Copenhagen. They take the gun. Martinez is looking back in shock. He cannot believe what has happened.
Oh my God, yeah, a little bit of a relief going around that last top mark and seeing him deploy the Jennifer and go to the bottom mark, but it's tough to keep track of all the laps when you're in the moment and all that stuff was going on. Unfortunately, we didn't sail the race we would have liked to, but we'll take the win for sure. We're not stopping here though. We're going to go hard all the way to Marchand. Come on.
After a successful victory for Niklas Dackhammer in the Petit final, he took 3rd place on the podium, joining runner-up Ika Martinez in 2nd and the World Match Racing Tour Copenhagen winner Taylor Canfield of US1. With only 2 events remaining in the World Match Racing Tour's 2016 season, Marstrand's $1 million prize fund looms ever closer. Join us in Newport, Rhode Island, as we get one step closer to crowning the next match racing world champion.